everybody, it's Caitlin again, and this week is pudding week. We are making Mary Berry's lemon souffle, mini lemon souffle. So I have 4 ramekins here. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I went ahead and melted some butter. So, first time making souffle, let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and start by getting my ramekins ready, and then I'll go through the rest of the ingredients after I do that, because my ramekins are gonna go in the fridge while we prepare the souffle. So brush the inside of 4 ramekins with butter, add a small amount of sugar to each, and turn them to coat the sides and bottom, shaking out any excess. Set aside to chill in the fridge. So we're brushing melted butter on the inside of our ramekin. And just do that 4 times. So I was trying to figure out what size ramekin to order, and I didn't really see. I saw like a range, like 4 to 6 ounces. This one's a 6 ouncer. So if by chance I don't have enough to fill all 4 of these, I'm just gonna do 3, because I only have like me, my husband, and my older daughter Chloe are the only ones that are gonna be eating this today. So the 4th is really just extra for us anyways. So now I'm going to take some just regular sugar, caster sugar, or granulated sugar, either one's fine. And then I'm going to take a small bowl here. I need a spoon to make my life easier, but I'm gonna like dust them. Add like a little plop of sugar in each for now. Okay. And then turn them around. So I have some sugar in there, and I'm just getting it all the way around to coat the insides here. And then I thought the ball was a smart idea, because then if I need to add some back in, I can. I think that's pretty well coated. Probably can't tell it very well, but it's all along the inside there. All right, so I have officially prepared my ramekins. I'm gonna pop them in the fridge and be right back, okay? Hello, I am back. Ramekins are in the fridge, so let's go over real quick the ingredients that we are using for Mary Berry's lemon souffles. Serves 4. It says that it's fiddly to make, but hopefully we'll get good results with this recipe. That's my oven. It's preheated. So our ingredients: melted butter for greasing, already did that. 2 lemons, juice and zest. 2 free-range egg yolks plus 4 free-range egg whites. 6 rounded tablespoons of caster sugar plus extra for the ramekins. 3 rounded teaspoons of corn flour, which from my understanding is the same thing as cornstarch. That's what I got. Ooh, we're okay. 1 rounded tablespoon of plain flour, and then 90 milliliters or 3 1/4 fluid ounces of double cream, 110 milliliters or 4 fluid ounces full fat milk, and then icing sugar or confectioner's sugar for dusting, optional. So going on here, it says now I'm going to grate and zest my lemons, grate the yellow outer skin, but try to avoid the white pith because that will make it bitter. So we're gonna cut the lemons in half, and then we're gonna squeeze the juice, and then we'll add the zest to the juice and put to one side. Okay, so got a little bowl here. I actually have like like a really nice zester somewhere, but I couldn't find it. I have no idea where I hid it. And I wasn't really interested in trying to figure that out. So I'm gonna move this so you can see a little bit better maybe. Ooh, this way or that way? I think this way is better. Okay. We're amateur fakers here. We don't know what we're doing. I'm gonna get a little, oh, no, here, zester. There you are. You know what I should have done was I should have zested it first. That's what happens when you get too excited. And then usually I would also make a point to kind of beat it up before I juiced it, but I'm trying to avoid the whites here. The white pith. This is a really nice zester that I got. Definitely invest in a good grater because it does make your life a million times better and easier. Because I'm so good at this. That sarcasm. Try not to get all of that. Let me try and beat it up in my hand since I didn't roll it out like I usually do. Okay. I'm gonna try and not get any seeds in here. I guess I can always put it through a strainer if I'm worried about that though. How's everybody doing? Getting ready for Thanksgiving. I think I'm gonna make a video with my grandma's never fail pie crust. She uses like shortening instead of butter, and it never fails. You can like really overwork it big time and still not have any issues with it tasting like it's overworked, like it turns out flaky no matter what. So I think I'll make a video of that when I'm doing it for Thanksgiving. Let's zest this one too. And I'm really gonna go make like a solid attempt to not stretch myself too thin this year for Thanksgiving. I tend to make too many things and then I can't really actually focus and do my best on any one particular thing. So I feel like I'm always like slightly disappointed in what I'm making. Am I the only one that does that? Maybe other people are better at editing, but it's like for me, it's like if I don't have literally every single thing that was in our Thanksgivings growing up, it just feels like wrong. I'm getting better at that though, just because of editing down and really focusing on like what I really want every year, because I was making like 10 pies and I was having so much left over because I didn't have that many people to eat that many pies. So getting better. It's hard though. When you don't make the one pie, you're like, you miss it. It's weird. Maybe it's just me. If it is your first time watching my channel, I am making my way through all of the technical challenges of the Great British Baking Show. I love that show. It makes me happy. And I want to improve my baking skills and try new things. Like I've never made a souffle before, so it's really, this channel is mostly about kind of enjoying the process together, like almost like a podcast where you just kind of like hanging out with me for an hour or however long it takes. And hopefully it'll turn out really great every time, but realistically that's probably not going to happen. I do want to, like, if I, or something that I made and I feel like I can improve upon it, I'll probably revisit it at some point. And I'll make it very clear as a disclaimer on the videos and the technicals that turn out really awful, like, hey, don't copy this. This is not a tutorial for you if it turns out really bad. If it's great, like, go for it. Use it as a guide, but if not, I will make it very explicitly clear that this is not something for you to copy. I made that bread last week, the cob loaf. There's already like a million things that I'm like, oh yeah, I could improve upon this, upon this, upon this. And it actually was really, really helpful having the video to watch, because I was able to like go through almost like a athlete and just like pinpoint where I found I had, where I could improve. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I was kneading it for that long. I didn't realize it was ready at that point, you know, and I was able to compare it to like videos of, you know, other people making cob loaves and being like, okay, this is where I went wrong, X, Y, and Z. So if nothing else, like even when there's like a disappointing bake, I think it's worth it for me to share it, because sometimes you learn just by like watching other people mess up. Which I know that doesn't make sense, but like I think about the amount of people that are making these dishes and the technicals on the Great British Bake Off, and they are really not doing well. And I honestly enjoy watching those moments just as much as the people that are successful. And then you learn too. You're like, oh, don't do that, girl. You know, it's like watching a car crash in slow motion, and you can't make it stop, but you can't stop watching. So there we go. All right, I think I'm done here. Okay. Let me just make sure there's no huge lumps. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm adding the zest into the juice. I didn't see any seeds, so I'm just gonna go for it. That's a yucky sound. Sorry. Now we're gonna set our juice and zest to the side, and it says to separate the eggs, crack each egg in half and tip the contents between the two shells, allowing the whites to slide through into the bowl beneath while the yolks stay in the shells. So I got another bowl here. All right, so, one second. I'm really gonna try and not mess this up, because you're gonna put 4 egg whites into a large bowl and then 2 of the yolks into a separate bowl. So I'm going to start with that. Okay. I'm not the queen of separating eggs, so we'll see. All right. Okay. I did read that it's a good idea to crack your eggs not on the side of your bowl but on your tabletop, just to reduce the risk of getting that yolk in. There we go. In the whites. I need to clean my hands off. All right. Also, have something to clean your hands nearby. All right. I'm going to put the leftover eggs in here. Right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was massacred. Jeez Louises. Yeah, okay. Just gonna do it this way. That was not pretty. Okay, so I did the full 4 egg whites in that bowl. Where is the other 2 eggs coming into this? Let me wash my hands while I try and figure this out. Oh, okay, so I thought I needed a total of 6 eggs, but I think that is just confusing the way that the ingredients are listed, because it is 4 egg whites in a bowl, and then 2 of the yolks from those eggs in another bowl. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I had the appropriate amount of eggs, because from my understanding, this recipe is all about the eggs. So I mean, if I mess that up, then we're not gonna do well. So I think I got it right. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to put 6 rounded tablespoons of sugar with my egg yolks. Here goes it then. Hopefully I have enough sugar in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and just mix together my egg yolks with the sugar. Okay, it says to use a wooden spoon. Let's do that. Should have probably gotten a bigger bowl to do this. It's supposed to be a thick paste, so don't be like me. Get a bigger bowl, because I wasn't thinking this through. But now I'm committed. I might get it in another bowl. It's not working out, but I'm gonna try and make it work. It literally says a wooden spoon, so the fact that I'm using a spoon that's bigger than my bowl is pretty hilarious. But this is why we have to reiterate that we are not a professional baker. So let me live. Let me do things foolishly. Okay. That seems kind of like a thick paste to me. I'll show you here in a second. I mean, it could have been a little bit more, you know, graceful the way in which I'm combining these ingredients, but can't win it all. Can't win at everything here, guys. Life's hard. I'm a simple person just trying to make a souffle. All right, it looks like a thick paste. I'm gonna just set that to the side. All right, moving on. I'm going to put cream, flour, and corn flour into a medium-sized bowl and whisk to a smooth paste. Okay, so I'm just going to use this one. It's a little bit bigger than a medium, but whatever. No, I'll be right back. Let me get another bowl. So this is one of those examples of like, you can't make this up. Literally, I was like, let me just get out my cream real quick, because it was kind of like needing to be mixed. So I was like, I'm just gonna do that real quick. While I was doing that, this broke off. Like, nothing went in there, so we're good. But I mean, seriously? Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. I have cream, okay, double cream. Put that in here, toss this in the trash, wipe this well. Okay, I need to do some flour and corn flour. So I have to get 3 rounded teaspoons of corn flour, cornstarch. Okay. Rounded always freaks me out when it says rounded. Am I the only one? Yeah. 1, 2, and 3. I feel like rounded is like leaves too much room for error, but you know, First time making this, so if it's no bueno, maybe I'll try again. Okay, one rounded teaspoon or tablespoon of plain flour. All right, that's in there. Whisk. See it in there? I hate that. Get my spoon. I mean, I don't feel like this is something that you can over mix, right? I don't think so. All right. That's fun. All right, I feel like that's a pretty thick paste. Paste enough to be. All right. Chill out. Warm. I need to get like a little blot situation going on here. What? Hopefully the outside is like not loud because I literally had to keep my window open because I was dying. Yeah, and you could be like, Caitlin, you shouldn't be wearing a sweater, but I already made that choice, I made that commitment, and now I'm living with it. Okay, so I'm warming my milk in my saucepan. I actually already pre-measured it. It's right here. It's 110 milliliters. And it says to do it until it's just boiling. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I got a whiff of that gas. That was a little bit intense. Okay, we're heating up the milk. There it is. All right, it looks like it's just starting to boil. I'm going to turn off my heat. I'm gonna add just a little bit of this into my mixture to start. That's what it says to do. All right. All right, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more, or all of it. Okay. Mixing. Okay. So it looks like there's no big lumps. So I'm gonna pour it back into the saucepan here. Okay. And then I'm going to have it go on gentle heat. Okay. I am continuously whisking. Once my mixture is thickened, I'm going to remove it from the heat and whisk in the lemon juice and zest a little at a time. The heat of the pan will continue to cook the mixture. I'm literally just gonna grab a trivet real quick. Surely that wasn't long enough to mess it up. So we're making a roux, for anybody that's not really familiar with what's happening here. It seems to be starting to heat up. I'm actually gonna turn it down even more. All right, it's starting to thicken up, so I'm gonna remove it from the heat. Whisking in the lemon juice a little bit at a time. Turn this off. All right, cool. I was worried that it was gonna start getting lumpy on me, but it's not. Ooh, my arm's starting to hurt, I'll tell you that much. Work out. You see? There you go. All right, a little bit more. I have to block myself again here in a second. I'm just gonna do the rest. So yeah, the heat of the pan is continuing to cook it. That's why they're like, take it off. You don't overdo it. All right. Okay, now it says to add my yolk and castor sugar paste to the mixture of the saucepan. Okay. I'm gonna do like a little bit first so that I don't like scramble my eggs. And then I'm gonna add the rest. And it is a thick paste. Sweating, she's glistening. She's glowing. I'm glowing. I'm talking about myself, not somebody else. Okay. Things come out of your mouth when you're stressed, guys. You're free-forming stream of consciousness here. Now, if I actually start having beads of sweat going down, I apologize in advance because that is actually a very distinct possibility during this process. Okay, work quickly. Oh, shoot. Oh, wait, no, I did it right. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to put it back on the heat until it starts to thicken again. It says whisk until it begins to bubble and then take it off the heat, and that it should look like a custard. I can't say I've ever made a custard, but maybe I have. Don't do it on a regular basis, let's just put it that way. So, we'll see. It's not bubbling yet. See what I'm doing? We don't have fancy cameras. Not yet. Maybe someday. You tell me to whisk the whole time, I'm gonna whisk the whole time. So, I'm very literal with that. Woo, breathe. I'm kind of turning it because I feel like sometimes I'm afraid that I'm not getting each side like equally, so it makes me feel better. Not bubbling yet. I'm afraid to turn it up much more though because I don't want it to like blast it with heat because this burner is extremely hot. It does not take much. I think we're getting close though. I'd rather go low and slow and it take a minute than go too fast and like really like screw the whole thing up. So like scorch it. Nothing really different over here. And I feel like it's starting to kind of thicken up a little bit, just the way it feels when I'm mixing. And you can kind of tell when you like move your whisk through, like it just like parts, like it leaves like a trail where you can see like the bottom of the pan. And then also on the sides, like the way it drips down, you can start to tell it's thickening up. But not a professional baker over here, just have made a roux before, have made these kinds of sort of things, kind of sorted before. Okay, we're getting closer. No bubbles, but getting thicker. Nope. I don't know if that was helpful at all. Trying to give you a little glimpse of what's happening here, but I don't think that helped. Definitely getting thicker. She works hard for the money. Yep. Getting more custard-like. We're getting in the custard realm, I think. Whew. My arm is gonna hurt when this is all said and done. My wrist. Satisfying though. Until I finish it and then it's like an epic fail and then I don't know if I will find it satisfying. But if it's successful, for sure satisfying. And eventually, you know, practice makes perfect. Like for me to expect to like make something as well as Mary Berry or whoever these expert bakers are on my first go, like, yeah, I would love that to happen, but I also need to be like reasonable and realize that like I might need to do this recipe more than once to get on that level. But I really am trying not to like, I want to make it for my first time or, you know, and I don't want to practice in advance because I feel like it takes away from the experience of doing something and like that, like the fear that goes into like not knowing if you're making the right decision. Like that what we see when we watch the technical on the show. Like granted, I'm getting like a full recipe, but I also have never done it before, so it's still scary. As I get caught up with real time, maybe I'll do like a little recap of the shows, but since I'm only on season 1, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna make them and talk about random stuff. Getting there. We're not bubbling now. I might turn it up just a little bit. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's for sure thicker. Patience, worth it. We're bubbling. Woo! Yay! We're bubbling! I removed it from the heat. I'm just gonna whisk it a little bit more here. It is for sure thicker. See that? I feel like that's gotta be custard-like. Okay, so we are gonna whisk. I mean, honestly, I need to blot myself for sure. Woo, don't burn myself. Whew. Yeah, that was a lot. Okay, I'm going to now whisk my, it says put to side, can't even talk. Put it to one side to cool before adding the egg white. So we're putting it to the side. Definitely looks like custard-like to me. It was bubbling when I took it off. So check. I did all the things. Now I'm going to whisk the egg whites in a large bowl using a hand whisk or electric hand. I'm definitely gonna use the electric one because this is gonna be a lot of whisking and my arm already hurts. So before you start, make sure the bowl, I have a bowl right here. Make sure the bowl is grease-free, clean, and there's no yolks with egg whites or they won't whip to full volume. So make sure it's completely egg whites. And then, yeah, so I want to get it to a point where their soft peaks begin to form. The egg whites should look like clouds. Wish me luck. Okay. I can do this. Words of affirmations. Words of affirmation. My egg whites, I already wiped this down, by the way. So I do not see a whiff of yolk in there. So 4 egg whites going in. All right, let's do this. Okay, turn on. What the heck? That was like an unexpected thing. I had to like press some button for it to start. Starting to get like bubbly looking. Okay, so see, it's kind of like soft peaks. I feel like that's where we need to be. I feel like that looks like soft peaks. Yeah. When the mixture in the saucepan has cooled, you can add the egg whites. Check the temperature of the mixture before you add the egg whites. It should be body temperature or cooler. So I might need to transfer my custard into another bowl, right? So that I can mix it. So I don't want to mix it in my saucepan. Yeah. Because I'm adding egg whites into the custard. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm back. I'm going to take my custardy, whatever you call it, roux, I guess, and put it in here. Ooh, smells like lemon. You can tell that even with my allergies. Okay, I'm gonna need to do something more efficient than that. I'm gonna make sure it's nice and smooth before I add my egg whites. I know, like, if it weren't smooth, theoretically I could put it through like a sieve. I don't know how to say that. Look at that. Yeah. But I don't think I need to do that. I think it looks pretty smooth. Thankfully. And if it takes too long to cool, I'll just, if I need to like re-whisk it, I will. And then it says it should be body temperature or cooler. So I guess that means if it feels hot to my finger, then it's not body temperature, right? That would make that tracks. That makes sense to everybody? I think so. Don't judge me for how I'm doing this, because I feel like I look dumb. Look crazy. All right. I want to taste that. Okay, that tastes yummy. So that's a sign of things to come. I'm not mad about it. In my mouth, it didn't feel it taste hot. So let me, I guess, do my finger. Maybe wait like another minute. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to whisk a little bit more my egg whites because I feel like, shouldn't have done that. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more whisking. Okay, so I feel like that's good. I'm going with it. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 large spoonful of the egg whites and beat well with the whisk to make the mixture less stiff. Okay, so 1 large spoonful. That's a very large spoonful. Okay, and I'm going to beat it. Okay, now I'm going to very gently fold in the remaining egg whites. So here's what I have currently, okay? I'm going to very gently, because I don't want to get like the air that we have in there. I don't want to like compromise that, because from my understanding, the souffle is all about that air that we create with the egg whites. So this is probably one of the more stressful parts, where I feel like, from my understanding, you can really screw it up. So I'm gonna try and not do that today. We're gonna try. Trying is the operative word. Okay. So here's what I got. I'm going to attempt to do like a figure 8 style. Well, let me go underneath first. How about that? So as to gently fold in the remaining egg whites. Use the spoon to go around, or the spatula to go around the outside and cut through the middle. So I'm going around and cutting through. Around, cutting through. Through. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Cutting through. It's got to be mixed though. Holy stress ball. I feel like I got like one huge glob of custard here, and I'm trying to incorporate. You see what I'm doing at all here? I'll try and kind of make it so that we can see. Really trying not to compromise my egg white. whites here. I'm really trying. Says it should be one, like a pale yellow mixture with no streaks of egg white when it's all said and done. So this is very challenging though, trying to keep it nice and light whilst making sure that it's fully incorporated. And I can see why people are saying that this is a difficult challenge, because it's not easy, I gotta say. Yeah, not easy. Try and do like a figure 8 maybe. Okay. Figure 8. We're getting closer. Luckily for me, my taste testers have never had souffle before. So they are not gonna really know any better. As long as it's baked, they'll probably be happy. So that's a plus for me. Okay, we're getting closer. Gotta stop before I go too far with it. Okay. I'm gonna do like another pass through here, but I feel like I'm basically, hopefully, there. Trying to keep all that air in there. It looks pale yellow to me. Okay, I'm calling it. So do you see what I have now? And then you can tell me where I went wrong if it comes out terribly. All right, so I'm gonna go get my ramekins. I'll be right back. My ramekins have been sitting in the refrigerator this whole time. They were once again greased, and then also there was sugar in there. So I'm going to fill the ramekins to the brim with the mixture and level off with a spatula or palette knife. Run a thumbnail around the inside rim of the ramekins. That helps the souffles rise evenly without catching on the sides. Okay, so I'm just going to try and very lightly fill these. Very gently. And then if I don't have enough for 4, because I don't know if my ramekins are bigger than the ones that they used in the recipe, because it doesn't say what size ramekin to get. So if that's the case, then I'll just only have 3. So hopefully I'll at least have 3 good ones. Or maybe I'll only have 2. I really don't know if these are too big. Oh goodness, okay. Do it like this. Ooh, lost one. Yeah, I think I'm definitely only gonna get 3, which is fine. So they must have used smaller ramekins than me. Oh wow. Okay. Oh yeah, making a mess at the end here. 1 second, let me get a paper towel. Okay. So it says to fill it to the brink, but I don't have enough to do that. I don't know how she managed to do that. There's like not enough in here. Oh well, hopefully this is going to be okay. So I'm getting it, taking my finger here. I wish I had like a little bit more. That's going to be like, that's going to annoy me if it's the thing that makes it mess up is the fact that I didn't have enough to fill it up. Oh well. Another. I'm just cleaning the rim here. Okay. This one's definitely a little bit fuller than the others. So we'll see which one turns out better. The fullest ones or the ones that are a little bit less full. Oh yeah, I was supposed to use the palette knife, wasn't I? Okay, here. Maybe, hopefully. That tastes really, really good. Super, super lemony. So if nothing else, it should taste good, as long as I don't burn it. So, small victories, at least it tastes good. This one's like the least full of them all, so we'll see. We shall see. Okay. So now I'm gonna put them in the oven for 14 minutes approximately until risen and turning golden. I'm not gonna open the oven. That's the biggest thing. See you in a second. I think that the fact that I use like larger ramekins is gonna make it so that I have to cook it a little bit longer than 14 minutes, but they are starting to rise. I definitely should have filled them all the way to the brim, but I just didn't have enough batter to do that, and I wanted to get, you know, 3 ramekins worth, so that's probably, I need smaller ramekins. Oh well. They're rising, currently rising, but they aren't looking like they're golden enough on top, so hopefully I judge that correctly and take it out not too late, but I am gonna let it go a little longer. Having a really hard time judging the color, but I think because I didn't fill them up to the brim, that they're probably as risen as they're gonna get. I feel like it could have been a little bit darker on top, but I couldn't tell. But they've definitely risen some. I'm gonna sprinkle some dusting sugar on it, and then it says to eat it right away, so here we go. The one on the left was filled more than the other ones. I definitely think I would have had a really good rise had it not been for the fact that I just didn't have enough batter. So next time I will use smaller ramekins or more batter, one of the two. Okay. Okay, let's eat. Let's cut into it here. I'm gonna do the middle one. I'm sorry, my daughter's sitting outside the frame here. That looks really yummy to me. I think it's cooked all the way. Yeah, I think it's cooked all the way. Okay. Don't burn myself. Yeah, that's gonna burn me. But yeah, it's definitely risen. I think it's definitely cooked all the way. I mean, maybe it could have gone for a little bit longer just to get more color to it. But I'm happy with that for my first try. It tastes super light and super lemony and very, very yummy. Yeah. So maybe I need to clean the inside of my oven so I can see the color better and fill it up more. But other than that, I feel like I did justice to the recipe. And so I'm happy. Yay! Okay, bye-bye.